Hey everybody, this is Joshua Kenny Greenwood. I am the senior pastor and the overseer here at the Empowerment Center Church, churchfreedom.org, and I'm also the author of this book called The Corporation Soul, Freeing America's Pulpits from the Restrictive 501c3 Laws for Churches. Today we got a question that was asked to us by a pastor that wanted to know, does the federal government have jurisdiction over a corporation soul? That's actually a really good question, and that's a question that we answer in a lot of detail in this book, a lot more than we would be able to answer really in this video, really, to make sense, because there's a lot of legal case laws and precedences and different things we put into the book to help you as a resource material. But it depends on what context you're asking that question. So if a pastor asks us that question, it's really hard to answer that fully, because we need to know in what context. Are we talking about religious freedom of speech? Are we talking about with taxes? Or do they have jurisdiction to come against you, to sue you? So there's all sorts of different scenarios, and that kind of material and those kind of things. It's what we discuss, and it's what we offer support through this book. So it really just generally depends on the nature of why, for instance, why the government would have that type of jurisdiction. So if we're asking in the question in the context of religious freedom of speech, the book actually answers that in full detail, because you're going to be speaking not from the power and the authority of the office of the corporation soul, which is nothing more than an isolated office within a church. To manage all the church's financial assets. That's the 501c3 for the church. See, the church is not underneath 501c3. It's isolated to an office within the church. That's the corporation soul. We establish the church itself through a church establishment affidavit, and when you preach, you don't preach from the office of the corporation soul. You preach from the office of the senior pastor position of the church, and our book properly explains that. That gives you the religious freedom of speech. But for other benefits that you're looking for, that gives you a reprieve from what a normal 501c3 church, the normal restrictions a 501c3 church would have, or the federal government would have over the 501c3 church, this book will show you step by step what benefits those are, and how your church can benefit by properly establishing itself with a corporation soul. So I hope that answers your question. If you have another question, if it's an original question, go ahead and leave it in the comments box. If it's an original question, we'll even make a video and reply to it right here on this YouTube channel. So make sure that you subscribe to this YouTube channel, because if you do leave a comment, we want to make sure that you do get the answer to that comment in the form of a video, and so that's the best way to get it done. If you'd like to know how to get this book, it's right there on your screen. Go to corporationsoulbook.com. Thank you so much, and God bless.